I want to know your top 5 clutch moments in sport, in general sport, of all time. Okay, think about that when the going gets tough. Okay, think about when probably the final seconds of a game or of a match.
Yeah.
Who's that person that stepped up and clutched it?
Yep.
We'll start with Aaron.
Yeah, start with Aaron,
Okay.
Okay. My first one.
Yeah.
It'll have to be, to me, probably the clutchest play in our history, I believe.
Yeah.
As 2015 grand final.
Oh, of course.
Hey.
Of course.
JT out to Michael Morgan. You know,
Michael Morgan.
He crabs across the field and
Yeah.
he puts Carf out in the corner.
Look at the box. They got a kick to win it.
To level the scores.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think that's the clutch.
Was it so clutch when he missed the field goal?
That's why I said Michael Morgan. Clutch.
Taken the steel work.
Nah,
But then he clutched it with the drop kick.
JT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hits it. He's got it. He's got the field goal.
No. Ben Hunt clutched it with the drop ball.
But Michael Morgan, the siren had sounded on over. Like,
Yeah,
it was pretty much 0 seconds on
yeah.
the clock, and if they tackle him, it's game over.
game over.
Won, so
Yeah,
to
that was a
score in
clutch
the
play by
corner.
Michael Morgan.
Yeah, that's clutch to me.
Great choice, buddy. Great choice.
That's a great pick. Shout out to Michael Morgan.
Yeah, I'll follow
No time.
yours up with my one from last year. Stephen Crichton against England in the World Cup semi-finals. That's just a plug to myself as well. Calling the greatest play ever. Stephen Crichton to intercept the ball and score a try.
For a huge try! Stephen Crichton with a try that might just win it for Samoa, that takes them into dreamland.
The game was then 26-20 at that time. Then England came back and scored a try.
Tommy Wilkinson is pointing it towards the sticks.
And then Crichton's second clutch moment in that same game, drop goal to take us into the final.
But they're also going to go back to Crichton. Crichton's got time to try and win it for Samoa. And Stephen Crichton is a history maker.
Yeah, probably the greatest player.
And
I've ever
honestly, maybe we have our biases, but I don't remember any Rugby League World Cup moment before that. Like I remember Tonga was, that was the theme of the previous the World Cup before, but there was no one particular moment that stood out before the Critter moment.
And there was 2 moments in the same game.
Yeah.
The Critter, he's one of the clutchest NRL players.
Damn.
What about that grand final?
Oi.
The Cody Walker. How does that?
Yeah, even that grand final was intercept against Cody Walker.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Crichton always steps up in big games, like I said before. And you guys laughed at me. Great analysis, Jeff.
You were that confident you slept through the game that he was going to do that.
Yeah, what's your next one?
That's going to be a tough one to beat in rugby league, so I'm going to go over to the NBA.
Yep.
Kawhi Leonard in the corner.
Oi.
I think it was over Embiid. Was it over Embiid?
Yeah, it was Embiid and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, in the corner.
And how
And
many
he
bounces
threw it
on
up
the rim,
and it bounced on the rim, and everyone kind of just froze in that moment.
Is this the dagger?
And
Yeah.
just watching and waiting to see.
That photo is cold,
Yeah,
eh?
it's
How
cold
it
as.
like bounces, and then when the video zooms in on the board, just bouncing like 5 times,
Yeah.
and it goes in.
And that was to send them into the NBA finals.
Yeah, and they won it that year too.
Yeah, so
Which man, Kawhi Leonard,
that was clutch from him.
he's her mate. He's her.
Damn, that
Yeah.
I love Joel Embiid, but
He can go home and cry after that.
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. My second pick would be the Tua Tagovailoa.
My guy.
I think it was
Big
2017, 2018 national championship game against Georgia. He was a freshman at this time, and he came on at halftime because Jalen Hurts at the time couldn't move the ball down the field. So it goes into overtime.
This is the Eagles quarterback now. Eh?
Yeah,
Yep.
the Eagles quarterback now, and then Tua's obviously the quarterback for Miami. And Tua throws a dot in overtime, 50 yards to Devontae Smith to win the game.
Alabama wins.
Who's the Eagles wide receiver now?
Eagles wide receiver now. So yeah, I remember that so vividly. Watching that and Tua clutching up, and all us Islanders were proud.
Yeah, man, that was 2nd and 26.
Yeah.
So he gets sacked the play before, and then he just
his confidence to throw that ball,
Nice.
Put himself on the map.
Yep, for sure. And that's why Bo's a Miami Dolphins supporter.
Mate, you know what? Finn City.
What a jersey. My third sporting moment comes from golf. bit of Tiger Woods.
You've always said that you've been a golfer growing up.
Hey, Tiger Woods over here. It came from Tiger Woods. I think it was 2005. 2005.
Yep.
It was the 16th hole, and they consider the shot the greatest shot in history of golf.
Wow, that's a big call.
Yeah, and it was also the greatest promo for Nike.
Yeah.
You couldn't
script it any better.
You couldn't green screen that moment. So he shanks his first shot, and then he's on the edge of the rough, and he chips it onto the green, and it just rolls all the way to the hole, and just pulls up short on the hole, and it just shows the Nike logo before dropping in. And and he celebrates. And
man, couldn't have scripted it any better, Couldn't have scripted it any better. With my next pick, I'm going to take a rugby union one. Johnny Wilkinson in the 2003 World Cup final.
Yep.
Johnny Wilkinson, he's a left foot kicker at this time. He's predominantly a left foot kicker. And he nails a drop goal with his right foot to give England their probably second, I think it's their second World Cup ever. So that moment, clutch moment from Johnny Wilkinson. And Johnny Wilkinson will forever, because he's a sir now. He's Sir Johnny Wilkinson.
Yeah.
So it's because of that kick and that moment bringing the World Cup back to England, where Union first started all these many thousands of years ago.
when Webb Ellis picked up someone. No one cares. Well, those are some great moments. I think if I was to pick, probably the Tour one.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm biased.